manage our business. Okay, so last session, um, just to get things through, Miro and Bell, I said his name was Bell Havin, right?
With
Bell.
Bill or Pal?
Bell.
Bell. Okay.
H. Bell, and then HA apostrophe BIN.
Oh man. Cool.
Bell Havin.
Change the color.
So you and Bell spent pretty much the better part of a day just talking in the Cold Hag Inn, like upstairs alone. Um, at some point during this conversation, things got I'd say a little emotional. Bell uh, unsure of how you escaped as well, and kind of slinging accusations that perhaps you were the one who sold them out.
Yeah.
When
I
I
think
was
Miro
a
thought the
little
same
kid.
thing. Yeah, Miro was. I think. Yeah, Miro was like 8 or 10 or some number. I kept it ambiguous because I don't think Miro would know exactly.
Mm-hmm. So the Aurelius and Cinder had heard not the conversation itself, but had heard footsteps kind of getting heated while they were inside the tavern. Um, Thuban, for you, after the duel that you had where you had seen the gods, you had kind of gone off um, to kind of think about what you had seen and what you've experienced and whatnot. And then for Willow, I really left it super. I left it pretty ambiguous for both of you guys. So what you could have been doing for the last 4 hours is truly up to you. Beyond um, Thuban seemed mopey and went off, and then um, Willow just kind of disappeared. Um, I know you had said that you wanted to do shopping and whatnot, so I just
Yeah.
kind of left it open to that. Um, with that, do you guys have any questions before we start?
Are we gonna role play this, or is that just gonna be like that's what we did?
Yeah, that's what you did. We're not gonna role play it. Uh, we would have done that. We would have done that last session, but I don't want to go. I don't want to do back in time. Uh, beyond maybe we'll do like a flashback or something like that. But if you want to take a couple minutes to maybe think about what your character had like gone through emotionally during that time, um,
Have Aurelius and I gotten a rest in after our excursion?
You have not yet. We're picking up pretty much right after.
Okay, gotcha.
And is Miro kind of like in the room with Bell still talking, or did we kind of like conclude our discussions and come back down?
You guys would have just been concluding your conversation, so you guys would it would be pretty much over now. And then Thuban, where do you think you would have gone?
I mean, after contemplating, what happened with Carthor and seeing the gods and everything, I would have said some prayers and then maybe looked into the helmet and the longsword that I had.
Okay.
Because you said I had 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So that's enough time for me to like go around to like the blacksmith and see what he would have said about the helmet and longsword.
Okay.
And if that didn't work, like he didn't know, maybe seeing if there's someone in town that knows about like artifacts or something.
Mm-hmm. The blacksmith tells you that the helmet is one of the finest craftswork he has seen, but he can't place it. He doesn't know when or where it was made.
Okay, what about the longsword?
The longsword, he says, was of dwarven make. It has runes, not runes. It has engravings in it that are in ancient dwarven. He can't read it, but he knows the language. You know, when you've seen something enough that you're like, that's Spanish. He's like, it's ancient dwarven, but I can't translate it for you.
Okay.
But he says that it's a reinforced sword. It is a sword +1. Dwarven sword +1.
Is there? I would ask him. Is there anywhere else in town I could take to look into this helmet?
He tells you that in order to really get a read on what the helmet is, you're gonna have to take it somewhere where they specialize in magical items. Unfortunately, Jakiv isn't it.
Okay.
You'll have to
Interesting.
you'll have to go to a bigger city in a bigger kingdom.
Okay.
Willow. So yeah, go ahead.
I was
4
just gonna
hours.
say, like, very specifically, Willow was searching for like a scarf or some sort of collar for herself, and then she was gonna look for something for her and Aurelius, like a staff or a wand or something, or book maybe.
Okay. Okay, so in your searching, you managed to come across Herod, um, a fast-talking businessman, um, who tells you for the staff and the wand, book. He has a couple wands. They don't seem particularly well crafted. Um, Almost like higher quality than just a few sticks that he found off the ground. But not quite what the Mages Guild would have, or someone else would have. There's a few like walking sticks that he has. Some have some like gemstones in them, like an amethyst, emerald, and ruby gemstones in them.
Would they pass as like a magical item?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he has a ton of books. He has a ton of books or tomes. But he also says that there is a librarian in town, across the way, that you could go to. He has more books as well.
How much do the staffs cost?
The staff costs 15. No, sorry, costs 20 gold.
20 gold. Wait, where's my gold? I don't think I have enough for that, but
Where on her character sheet would her gold be?
It should be an
It's
equipment.
normally
It's equipment.
Equipment?
Then
This
you
is
look-
normally when we would plug D&D Beyond as a sponsor if we had them as a sponsor.
We'd love to have a sponsor. That'd be amazing. Same with Hero Forge.
Need like fireworks or something every time we
I
say
know, yeah.
it.
I'll work on that.
Hang on just a sec.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go to her.
All good. Get
You're
that
fine.
currency right, girl.
Equipment. You have 83 gold.
83. Oh. Is that
Dang.
right here?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
She
what that
must
is.
have noble.
It's not
Hell
really
yeah.
just like the number 83,
Yeah,
like
just
arbitrarily
write the
on the
correct
page.
name.
I'm broke as hell.
You were a goblin refugee, so a human goblin refugee.
Hey, fuck you.
And then do any of the
Are you buying one of the staffs?
I was gonna ask, like, do any of the books pass? So I'm looking
Yeah, they're kind of there's 5 books that he has that seem like they would pass, kind of look somewhat like cinders. Um but they are uh black, blue, red, tan, and kind of like a greenish, like really subtle green.
okay. And how much do those cost?
Those cost those cost 10 gold.
Okay.
Copied my whole flow.
Um,
Word for word, bar for bar.
uh, is there like actual spell books or
I mean, yeah, they're just blank. These are just blank spell books.
okay. I think I'm gonna grab 2 of those.
Okay.
We'll grab a black and a green.
He also, as you are purchasing them, he points to a table that has like book straps on it, so that you could like wear it on your hip.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll grab 2 of those as well.
Okay. Those, he says, you get free with the purchase of the book.
Ooh, generous. And then
You
The
got
other
black
thing
and green, you said?
yes. Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
And then the only other thing was the scarf that I was looking for, or whatever.
Yeah.
A high collar shirt or
Mhm.
something.
The woman that you had seen running around town, with her children, Sigrun, she actually owns kind of a really small, nondescript tailor shop. Um, and she has a bunch of uh, clothes, like um, clothes with like fur on them, like fur coats. Um, she works on like jerkins and whatnot, but they seem kind of shoddy craftsmanship. Um, and then she has a bunch of scarves, uh, which are white, red, blue, black, and purple.
Okay. I'll just grab a red scarf, I think.
Okay.
And
Um,
then she's gonna throw it on just right away and kind of like tuck it into the shirt so it stays pretty stable.
the red scarf has accents on it in gold, that at the the ends of it kind of look like flames, like
Okay.
dragon fire.
And how much was that guy?
5 gold.
5 gold. Okay.
Okay, Miro, you and Bell have been discussing, your whereabouts over the last few years. Um, he tells you what I had sent you, that he had been traveling with Joe Bolm for quite some time now. Um, after he was found, pretty much raised by Joe Bolm, after uh, the massacre. Um, he he then mentions that when magical creatures and magic items and whatnot had started cropping up more, um, he and Jobum seized the opportunity to become more than just traveling merchants, but he started hunting for magic artifacts. And even though Jobum is kind of hesitant to push it, since Bell is constantly risking his life trying to get into, different things to get these trinkets. Um, he's been supportive so far.
Hmm.
He
All right.
asks what you've been doing.
Well, since then, I I lived on my own for a while as a beggar, going from village to village. Eventually, someone helped me in one of the larger ones. Um, I made my way on my own for a while, and eventually was picked up by a man who I now see as my father, who raised me in Leyland as a member of the. Hence my acquaintance with the young woman you may have seen earlier. And now I am here. We are traveling together to see the world, to broaden mostly her horizons.
Uh, he he listens as you telling your story, but as you continue earnestly, you see he kind of lowers his guard, and then he says, uh, "I have to admit, I was somewhat suspicious that perhaps you were the one who sold us out."
How could I have been? I was a boy, a cub, and my entire if I had orchestrated the attack, my entire family is gone.
Yes, well, since we're the last two, it is hard to believe that another survivor would exist without having been the one. Surely you understand.
Of course, I have my reservations about you as well.
Well, perhaps, perhaps we reconnect over a drink, huh?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Lead the way.
Yeah. You guys head downstairs. As you go downstairs, Miro. You see a bugbear sitting in a seat kind of closest to the door. Marivoy approaches rather quickly, um, and offers him a meal. You can't quite hear what he's saying, but you see that as they are talking together, uh, it does not seem as though he is a stranger to these lands. Um, right as Marivoy kind of walks back and grabs a bowl of stew, um, and starts walking back over across the floor. You see Aurelius and Cinder walk in, and as they walk in, the bugbear turns and looks at. You see him kind of turn and look at Cinder, and then hand out a scroll to him.
Miro is curious.
I take the scroll and open it up.
Now Dakota's camera is missing. Are you guys seeing that? Is he just missing
Yeah.
for me?
No, yeah, he's missing.
Okay. Um, Yeah. You open it up, and it says that you have orders. Um, your orders are to um, report to Mage Bolin for a debriefing. Um, and
Let's say wait. What?
It does not. It just says report to Mage Bolin for a debriefing, um, and then at the bottom of the scroll, it kind of continues on with the long kind of organizational notes that the Mages Guild gives whenever it hands out orders. And at the bottom, you see an addendum order, which instructs you to bring any and all unregistered um, or all um, not unregistered, any non-wizards to the Mages Guild, to the Shivering Tower.
Oh, any unregistered mages or any? That means any arcane casters.
Non priests and non clerics and paladins. Those that are
Okay.
holy are
Okay.
protected.
Okay. Interesting.
But
I
anyone
think I'm
else?
still on Cinder's shoulders, and I'll probably
Yes.
just be looking down at the thing. I can't read it, but I'm just trying to make sense of it, and then I'm gonna say, what's it say, Cinder?
Uh, it's Cinder's gonna roll it back up and put the letter into his cape or his coat. And I'll just say it's Mages Guild business. We'll talk about this later. And I nod to the bugbear. Say anything else?
He pats his hip, um, and says, yes, uh, where is it? Here. He hands a sack, like a cloth sack to you.
I took the call sack and
As you take the cloth sack, you hear the chinking of metal, like coins.
oh, I see. I just kind of feel the weight of them. Can I ask where from?
Says, "You've completed a job."
You're the bank for this town?
Says, "No, this is payment from the guild."
Payment from the. You're right. Of course it is. Sorry. Had a very long day, and just kind of nod and thank you. And I walk away. I guess towards Miro and Willow. How much is in it?
Willow's not in there.
Oh, yeah, true, Miro.
You receive 50 gold.
How much?
50.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Cool. Cool.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal. It's whatever, you know.
It's lucrative being a mage.
It would seem so.
It's also dangerous, so.
Touche.
Okay. So Aurelius, Cinder, and Miro, you guys are all in the tavern, in the Cold Hag Inn. Thuban, you are making your way back from the blacksmith now. He is on the, if you're facing towards the Church of the Four, he is on the left side.
Okay.
So the split, he's on the left side. So you're kind of walking back and see kind of across the way, past the bridge. Cinder and Aurelius having walked into the inn.
Okay, did they see me coming up? Like, did we make eye contact?
No, they were a little preoccupied. You saw them talking with a dwarf in Jakevian or in Frostbite guard's armor, as well as a bunch of townsmen. You saw them come in with a large wheelbarrow filled with logs and like firewood as they like set it down and started walking off. You see them
Okay.
also with a large man who had um, who seemed to be in pretty poor shape. That was quickly receiving attention from some of the like town healers that not town healers from some of the other townsmen who picked him up and started carrying him off to the Church of the Fort.
Okay, I'm gonna approach Cinder and Aurelius and try to catch up with them.
Um,
You make your way across the bridge, and you overhear that now they have enough firewood for the bonfire that they plan on having for the celebration later that night. It's about 5 p.m. So it's getting darker outside. You see them in the center of town. They'd already kind of started to stack up this bonfire and are now taking the bits from Cinder and Aurelius's hall and placing them on top of the rest. At the same time as you walk across the bridge, you see Willow walk across the bridge with a new accent to her outfit, two accents to her outfit.
What do I see?
You see her with her a new red scarf that at the tips seem to have some sort of embroidered gold, like dragon fire. And then you see her with a book on her which hip?
Which
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
so book and
for
scarf.
the
I
book?
said on. I thought you said on her hip.
No, no.
Right, left,
The two options:
towards the front or the back of the right or left hip.
the left for
Left
luck.
left hip for luck. Okay. Uh, I don't know why I'm writing the whole thing, but you see it on her left hip, strapped to kind of like her belt, her waistline.
Is this like a huge bridge, or are we within like speaking distance, or?
Well, I mean, you've seen the bridge. You're not on the same bridge. You're on one on the left, and she's coming from the one on the right that's past the
Okay.
Cold Hagen. So you
Okay.
like make it to the end of the bridges at the same time, kind of meeting in the center section of Frostbite at the same time.
Okay.
Where are you coming from?
I had to do some praying and thinking, and I also had this pull out the helmet and the longsword. I had these items looked at by the blacksmith. I see you have a new scarf and book on your hip.
Ah, yes. Thank you for noticing. I have a newfound appreciation for the color red and fire.
I can see that.
You heading
You
back
see,
towards-
yes, I point towards Can I still see Aurelius and Cinder?
No, they've walked in.
Okay. I don't know if you saw Aurelius and Cinder enter the inn. I figured we join them.
It seems reasonable to me.
Where's Miro?
I think he's still at the inn as well. Like to go check on him.
I'll follow you.
All right. She's gonna make her way towards the end.
As you guys enter the inn, you see Nimbus and Navis in the back right table, or closest table to the door, but on the right, passed out, drinks kind of around them, with small plates of food. Um, you also see Belle and Miro standing at the far side of the tavern. The bard is not there, as well as the only other people really there are is Marivoy. He's pretty much the only one. Even the even the barmaid is not present. But he does have a big cauldron in the back on top of the bar, along with bowls kind of next to it, that he is starting to dip into and putting out. He makes an announcement. He says, "I've been giving away so many things for free. I forgot I needed money. If perhaps you could give a small donation for a bowl, that would be quite appreciated."
Saving the town, not enough. We did make it so that your business could literally stay in this town.
He holds up a finger, as if to like talk back for a moment, and then kind of purses his lips and stops and says, "Well, for the heroes of Frostbite, of course you can have more free stew."
Willow's gonna just chuckle and be like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. How much would you like your donation to be?
He looks bashful and says, "Would 2 gold suffice?"
Willow's gonna hand him 3 and take a bowl.
He he doesn't rip it out of your hand, but he takes it like jubilantly and like bites it onto it, and then like holds it up and says, "We're genuine," and puts it into his.
Cinder's gonna take out a gold too. He's gonna flick one out and like siphon it between his hands and put it down onto or like hand it to him.
He takes it and puts it in his pouch and says, You notice his eyes start to take on somewhat of a glazed look. He says, "Thank you so much for your generosity."
Well, now you got 2 of what you asked for, so it's nothing. I appreciate your hospitality.
I'm gonna climb down from Cinder and just tell him I'm pretty tired. I think I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna go up into Mira and Willow's room.
Indeed. I should do the same in just a few.
Okay. Is Miro's visible for Willow, right?
Yep. Miro and Belle are standing there.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to them.
And I'll walk towards you, seeing you walk towards me.
Hello? Belle also walks with you guys, and kind of before you're able to get out a word, he quickly bows and takes Willow's hand and kisses the top of her hand and says, "What a lovely morsel you are."
Can Willow ever so slightly, I don't know, raise the temperature of her fingertips just to give a slight burn?
Sure, yeah. He kind of steps back and says, "Ah, a fiery minx."
Oh, no.
Can language.
I suppose you could
Grandpa.
say that.
Grandpa, you're being weird again.
I think she's just gonna kind of side eye him, turn to Miro, just like, everything all right? What have you been up to?
Just talking with Belle here, who is apparently less savory than I thought.
He seems like a lovely fellow.
How are your fingers?
Mine or his?
More his.
Like, mine are fine. They're feeling great.
He says, ah, it's nothing. I'm sorry. I meant no offense.
I'm sure. Well, what have you been up to? I see you have some new clothing.
New scarf. What do you think? I kind of like show it off a little bit.
It suits you very well.
I'm hoping to keep myself a little bit more warm. You can't really see much of my neck, can you?
True. In this land of bitter cold, we must do all we can to stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
I have my fur, so it's not a big deal for me, but yeah. And you have a new book, I see.
Yes.
Hmm.
She's not going to elaborate.
Yes. And I'm like, what's in it?
Very good book that only I will ever read.
What's it called? Or never mind.
I got Aurelius one too.
Willow, this is Bell. You met him.
Hello.
He is from my tribe.
It is so wonderful to make your acquaintance.
from your tribe.
Yes. From Vigstonum.
Ah.
I thought no one else had survived.
I thought you had mentioned that in the past as well.
Well, it seems I was wrong.
Let me tell you, it was a rough time.
Something tells me he's not really from my village.
He says, you see, he starts like his eyes kind of kind of like roll back as he's starting to think about it. He says, the horrors of that day. The horrors.
The horrors or the whores?
The horrors. I remember clearly. The sounds, the horrible sounds, and the screaming. Seeing the blood everywhere in the bodies. I had to hide amongst the massacre to avoid being killed. I wandered the Vigstunum Desert for what felt like weeks before Jobon out there, he found me and took me in. We became traveling merchants. But, excuse me?
I said, good thing he found you.
Yes. Yes, I owe old Jobon out there my life. And then,
Where is he from?
where is he from? He is from Rantum.
I see. And you travel the world as merchants. What do you sell?
Well, bits, baubles. We have a couple nice weapons, some armor, pretty much anything we can find. Really, we sell ore to blacksmiths. We when he leans in, kind of conspiratorially, says, when the magic started coming back, old Joe Bulm and I started getting into magical item trade, which is he kind of nods his head in assurance, says, is quite a dangerous thing. Kind of like it's supposed to impress. He says, temples, ruins, magical traps. I've seen it all.
It sounds fun, but dangerous as well.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Now, old Jobon there, he's not very mobile, so he I kind of have to do most of it, but he knows the land and I know how to move, so
You complement each other well.
yeah, old Jobon out there, he's well, he's really swell, you know. So I
I
want
would
to
not
know more about you. And he points at you, Willow, and says, "Where are you from?"
Nowhere of consequence. Oh, why would you like to know?
Well, it's not often you see a. It's
What
a.
exactly brought you here to Frostbite?
Oh, well, we heard that there's a need for traveling merchants around here, and we made our way up. We heard adventurers from all around the kingdoms were meeting here, and so far, it seems like most of them have either died or left,
Well,
which leaves mostly you all.
We lucky few.
And quite lucky you are. You know what? I'm gonna give you the clan discount on the shop.
what is the clan discount? Exactly.
Okay, say you are going to buy something that costs 20 gold. Now, that's only gonna cost you 15 gold.
All right. Is it 25% then? Is that the discount?
Well, let me tell you, Joel Bohm is really the numbers guy. I just kind of tell it like it is.
Perhaps
Fair
we
enough,
should
I
go and
suppose.
speak to this John Boyman.
Yeah, I'm sure Joel Bohm would love that.
This is not working. Sorry.
No, it's not working.
No.
Oh, shoot. No, you're okay. Headphones did they die?
They're dying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And then the cord isn't working. I'll just keep going until.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're
what was
fine.
it?
He says Joel Bohm would love to talk to you guys.
And perhaps we will make use of this discount.
Yes, 5 gold or 20. Yep, 5 gold off any purchase for you. Cinder, have you gone upstairs already?
I'm not actually. I've just been kind of been lingering around. Mind if I'll ask Marivoy if he has any tea.
He nods his head and runs quickly into the back. And
While he does that, is there a point in which I can lean into to Willow during this conversation?
Yes,
Her
but
conversation with
you're a little far. You're like 10 feet away, so you're not quite in like conversational. You know.
No, that's fine. I'll walk
distance.
over while he gets the tea ready. I'll just walk
Okay.
over. Addis didn't know how close I was.
I was gonna approach Cinder while this
Oh.
conversation was going on.
Okay.
I guess you'll stop me, yeah, before I can do that. The timing wise. I guess you greet me. Hello? No worse for wear. We probably know about what we encountered in the forest, but honestly, at the moment, it's the least of my problems. Interestingly enough, how about you?
I'm good. I took some time to myself, said some prayers, and had these looked at by the blacksmith and I show you the long sword and the helmet. I look like kind of past you, and then I look towards Miro and Willow and them, and I say, "Where's little Aurelius?"
I examine the weapon he has. It's pretty impressive, and it's make, correct? It's artistry.
Dwarven, I was told.
Hmm.
The helmet
Is this?
apparently even more so.
Is
I was told
this?
it was magical.
Do you know what type of magic?
I do not. Neither the blacksmith.
I see. Um, I after I get this tea, I'm gonna go upstairs and do some things before I get ready for bed. But uh, do you mind bringing that by my room? Uh, not not immediately, but within the next
I'm
before
already
I
handing you the helmet.
I kind of just like take the helmet. Are you handing me everything?
I'll hand you the helmet and the long sword.
All right. So I'm just like, does Miravoy come back with my tea yet as well?
He does not yet.
Okay, cool. Uh, all right. Well, yeah. I'll get back to you. I'll give you what I can. And I kind of just like step aside from him and say, "Don't be surprised if I charge you. There may be a bill." Yeah. But the church can handle it, right? Um,
You
and
you have more money. You work for the Mages Guild, do you not? I'm sure you all have a lot of gold in your fancy tower.
only it was mine. I walk over to Miro and Willow and their friend. Um, Good evening. It is evening, right? Or is it afternoon?
It's evening, 5 p.m. About 5 p.m.
Okay. Willow, if you have a moment, I'd like to speak with you, please.
Um, Willow's gonna nod and maybe just follow you to wherever you want to.
Just like out of earshot of basically like, especially stranger customers. Um, just like the other side of the bar, real quick. Standing, it's not like anything. We're not gonna sit down or anything like that. But I I typically wouldn't do this, especially because I still am getting to know both you and Miro and all of you really. But this is the second occurrence within a day. So I believe it to be serious and pressing. I don't mean to be forward, but I noticed your arcane ability. Um, I'm not sure if you've noticed that I've noticed, but it seems like you have been trying to keep it quite hush.
Is it a
And
problem that you've noticed it?
to me, no, quite frankly. But to those who I'm indebted to, and perhaps those who they're indebted to, the existence of what you're capable of worries them. And so they make it worry us.
Why? Why are you not on their side with this? Do you fear the power that I have?
Uh,
The ability?
like I said, a debt is a debt. How long I'll be in that debt, we do not know. Um, but I say this as someone who was raised to appreciate all magic. I do not fear you. Not as much as no more than I fear Aurelius, even though actually I might fear him a little more.
Frankly, fear him too.
Well, I'm glad we can be in agreement there. I just to be blunt, the Mages Guild and what appears to be maybe even other powers. They want you, people like you, that can cast magic in unconventional means, and I have no idea what they intend to do. I just wanted you to know that I know about you, and I know about that, and I I can't give you an answer as to what it is that they're going to ask me to do, but just I wanted to make a good gesture, I guess.
Are they aware of my presence or others like me in Frostbite?
Not to my knowledge. Uh, it appears as though Master Bolin is summoning me. Gods know where he's gone. Um, he could still be with the Frost Maiden, as weird as that is to say. Or he could be on his way back to the Shivering Tower by now, and we have not even figured out what when we are leaving here. Um, but from the letter and from Master Bolin, it didn't seem that his interest was piqued in you. But I mean, who's to say there may be someone in this town hunting for those like you, uh, even like me.
Can I trust you?
Y-
How am I
I
supposed to know you're not trying to trick us into a false sense of security?
I don't really deal with trust very well. Um, so I'm not gonna ask you to do that, but I will do what I can to make you comfortable in that manner. Trust can be even the strongest bonds of trust uh, can be broken in an instant. So I won't sit here and promise you that.
Willow's gonna nod and just say, "Thank you. Thank you for letting me know about this."
Of course. And as far as I know, for now, you're just. Do I know where you're from? Does Cinder know where you're from? Or Cliff? Do we both know where you're from? Have you spoken about that before?
Uh,
Because I know.
right. I don't think she has. We're trying to keep it as
Okay.
quiet.
Cool. Sorry to break character, but I just see you as a normal citizen of wherever you hail from, and that's all you will be.
I'm not sure if I should be telling you this because I don't want to give it away, but I just purchased these books. And I gesture to the one that's on the left side of my body.
Good taste.
Would it be possible for Aurelius and I to give the illusion that we're using this book?
It may take some time, and the mages, of course, of all else, and maybe even those who are not mages. Again, I don't really know the nature of the situation yet, but um, I believe they would be keen on those who would attempt to pose. But magic is still young and there's a lot. So who's to say? I would say you're better safe than sorry to try. So um, give it a shot. And if you need any tips, while I am still an amateur at best, uh, I may be able to help in that department. But you didn't hear that from me either.
I think you'll know more than I will. So seems as good as
And
a resource as any.
that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Well, I kind of like shift the giant is a longsword that you gave me, the longsword and the helmet that's in my hand or in my arms. And say, well, Thuban gave me some homework, so I'm gonna go and There was also a thing about a zombie bear. You'll probably hear Aurelius. I'll let him tell you. And I turn and say, well,
All right.
uh, yeah,
This is
yeah.
rather
Um,
heavy. You should go.
Marivoy
you
comes out with
you
the
all have a
tea
good
and
night.
hands it to you. Marivoy comes out with the tea, still steaming, and hands you a cup.
As he in my mind, I envisioned like like a teacup on like a plate, and
Yeah.
so like literally in mid stride, I take the teacup off, put another piece of gold down, and head upstairs.
He cracks out a huge smile as you do it.
I'm not made of that, so don't get any ideas.
I'm gonna ask Marivoy after he comes out because I was just waiting there at the bar while Cinder was having his conversation. I'm gonna ask him, have you seen Carthor or Tilstein?
Yes, I suppose you don't know then. They have left Frostbite.
How long ago was this?
Hmm. I suppose a few hours ago. They said they had more adventures to go on, and that Frostbite, while it enters into a period of celebration and festivity, is too calm for them.
I figured he'd at least stay for the celebration or say goodbye, but thank you, Marvoy.
Yes, of course, Thuban. And, Thuban, if I might ask, how have you been feeling? Your duel the other day with Carthor was quite commendable.
I kind of rub the side of my head. I don't know if it was the drinks or Carthor, or maybe both, but my head is still ringing.
Mm. He kind of rubs his chin and considers it and says, I might have just the thing if your head is still ringing.
You are a godsend, kind sir.
He uh, kind of circles his arm, kind of a theatrical pose, and says, I am only doing what I may for the paladins of the realm. And he walks back into his kitchen.
All right, I'll patiently wait at the bar for him.
He calls out and says, by the way, Thuban, how long have you been a paladin for? And what brought you to Frostbite?
Only a few months. I've just recently taken my oath. I came to Frostbite like many other adventurers. I received an invitation.
An invitation from whom? From Lord Fergast, then?
Yes.
Strange man Lord Fergast is.
Very. Have you heard any rumors about him? Has he
Well,
been found?
no, he has not been found. He skipped town after that strange occurrence in his manor. Someone had said, one of the guardsmen had said that they had seen him heading towards the tower up there, but no one has used that tower in, well, generations. There's no reason to even go there. Desolate, isolated.
Wait, the tower that, and this is Dakota talking, Thuban's gonna describe to him what the tower looks like and how it was lit that night. Because I mean, I personally don't know, but Thuban would, because he saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Well,
just
you
describe
really
it to
saw
him.
he really saw a tall building, like a light, but didn't really see much of like a base beyond like it's kind of a black tower in the night with red light that kind of shone out. He says,
Okay, I'm
"Yes,
gonna describe that to him.
yes. It used to be the history of the tower was that when Frostbite needed aid, you would light the tower, and aid from the rest of Jakiv would come. You can
And you're
see the
sure
light
that
shine into the kingdom of Tove, actually. Well,
and
from
you're
the
sure
kingdom
this
of
tower
Tove.
has not been used in centuries?
Nah, I have not seen it used, and although I have not been alive in centuries, or 4 centuries, it is quite a reportedly monumental occasion when the tower is lit.
Thank you for this information.
But of course, and he walks out with a drink in his hand. It looks like a mug of ale as he sets it down for you.
I smell it and I said, "Is this alcohol? I can't. Not after last night."
He says, "Ah, a bit of hair of the wolf never hurt anyone. Trust me, it should help."
Scratch the back of my head. I trust you, and I pick it up and I say, "The whole thing."
Yes, take it quickly.
And then just drink the whole thing.
Okay, as you drink it, he smacks your back, kind of making you cough. Uh, and as you cough, you know, your head kind of gets like tight, you know, as you're coughing, you're trying to like catch your breath or whatever. And then he smacks your back a second time, and the coughing stops, and your head feels clear.
It worked. Thank you.
Yes, never forget that kinetic medicine is still medicine. Ha ha ha!
He just slapped the
I
sickness out of you, bro. What the? He's a god.
Tomato juice.
Yeah.
if there's anything I could ever do for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Yep.
He says, "Yes, Thuban, there is one thing."
And what is that? As I set down the cup.
He leans forward on his elbows on the bar towards you and says, "You are a paladin, yes,
I am.
and you are ordained by the church."
I am.
He gets a sly smile and says, "I wish to be betrothed, and I need someone to do the ceremony."
Paladins, they're not usually the ones to do ceremonies as you wish. That is more for a priest or, in certain some circumstances, a cleric. But a paladin, we are holy warriors. I don't believe you would wish me to be the one to do this for you.
And yet you are ordained by the church, and you are from the church, and so therefore you should be able to do the ceremony, correct? He seems like very unsure as he's asking, like he's trying to make it reasonable to both of you as he says it.
I, in the same tone he's using, because I'm not 100% sure either, am I am not sure. This is not something I've come across myself. What about the town cleric? Have you not thought of asking her?
Tuban, I am a retired man from battle, and yet was still once a man of battle. Paladins are holy warriors, as you say, and so I felt it fit for you to do my ceremony.
Are you sure?
He wants you bad, bro.
He seems very unsure as you guys are talking. He's like becoming more and more unsure, which you kind of like see on his face. He says, yes, I'm sure. Yes, please. You can do this, correct? Yes, it'll be okay in the eyes of the gods.
My answer to you is to pray tonight, and then come with me with an answer tomorrow. This what you speak of is very important.
Hold on, something weird's happening. Can you guys hear me?
Cutting
Oh,
out.
there we
I
go.
pretty
heard you
strangely.
ask that, but nothing else.
That might have been Discord servers actually, because I cut out too.
Yeah, same here.
Friday night's the night when everybody plays D&D. Um, can you say what you were saying again, Thuban?
Oh, you didn't hear my answer.
No.
Okay, I said take the time to pray tonight, and then come with me. Come to me tomorrow if you still wish me to do this. What you ask is very important, and you yourself do not seem so sure. And to be honest, neither am I.
He says, well, I've never been married before, so yeah, I'm slightly unsure.
Who's he
Well,
getting
whatever
married
you
to?
decide, I am happy for you.
Thank you, Thuban. And he puts the back of his fist out towards you.
I do the same.
Do the back of the fist knuckle pound. He says, I see you have you have learned the Jakivian customs.
I've seen it around town here and there. It seemed like the right thing to do.
Yes. Yes, Thuban. Wherever you travel, try to learn the customs as quickly as possible. It ingratiates you so much more to the citizens there. Take this from a lowly cook and former freeman.
We both know you are more than a lonely cook, but you give sound advice, and I will take this to heart. And I give him like a bow.
He says, and Thuban, please. He gets a little shy. He says, don't make things weird when you see her and I tonight.
I kind of like look around when he says that. And I was like, okay. I will try my best.
He says, he looks dead serious at you. He says, don't, Thuban.
You have my word. Dakota feels like I know where this is going.
All right.
It's gonna be a Loxodon. Watch.
Okay. So back to Miro, Willow. You guys are still in the inn or
Yes.
downstairs.
Mhm.
Okay. Bell pats you on the back, Miro, and starts walking out. He says, "I think they're gonna start the celebration in a few hours. I'm gonna catch a quick nap in the carriage there. It's been a long journey from Yularia."
I hear you. Perhaps we will see you later again at the during the festivities.
Yes,
Right.
yes. I hope to see you. And don't forget, you'll get your clansman discount. 5 gold. All right. And
Understood.
He starts walking out. He leaves.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
see, I'm gonna. Okay, I was gonna see Cinder and Willow. Are they both still right?
Cinder went upstairs.
Cinder went upstairs. That's
for-
right.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back over to Willow then and just like stand with her. Like, hello. What did
Miro.
Cinder have to say? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Before we bring up Cinder, how attached are you to that, fellow?
Well, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but he might be the only remnant of my old life that remains. But if he turns out to be, well, an unsavory sort of character towards you, then I don't really, we will see.
Don't get me wrong or anything. I don't want to kill him. Just maybe minorly maim or
just
scar.
just burn severely, perhaps.
Just a little. I just want to give him a reminder not to be too handsy next time.
Believe me, you will see. We can both remind him next time.
I might do it to that little mouse too.
What is the little? Which one? Is it Nabbies or Nibbies?
I
I can never tell them apart. Sorry.
I don't remember, frankly, but he slapped my jacket, made it seem like he was aiming for another part.
Oh, that little bastard. What is he?
He's passed out on the
They're
ground over there.
They're drunk on the table. They're passed out.
Can I go wake him? Which one? We don't remember which one it is, so I don't know which one to wake up.
I'm not telling you which one.
I'm just gonna go wake up both of them.
Brick said, "I ain't no snitch."
They look at you. What do you want?
I'm just holding them both up, like by their shirts, like this. In front of me.
They are punching their arms out towards you like they're trying to.
Are they strong enough to,
Release me! Let's go! You would dare insult the heroes of Frostbite!
Now, settle down. Stop struggling.
They continue to struggle.
Which one of you whipped? Willow's dress hem or her skirt. I don't know.
It was my coat.
Your coat edge.
They both immediately point at each other. There was no time pointing at each other.
I'm going to conk their heads together and prop them back
Okay,
up.
roll me a d4.
Oh no! I don't want to hurt. I got a 4.
Oh,
And win. I just rolled the dice.
You're dead.
They are unconscious.
Okay, honestly.
And I like marvel at my own strength. I'm like, oh.
Oh my god!
I just set them down on the where they were.
I mean, they were already asleep. Who's gonna know the difference?
See this?
Yeah, you see it.
Sorry.
You see Miro walk over there after talking with Willow as he just wakes up and picks up Nibis and Navis and then claps their heads together and places them back down on the table.
I'm gonna walk over there and I'm gonna motion towards the one wearing the cleric of the four heroes.
Navis?
No, I don't. Dude, their names just they're both the same to me. I say I'm not a fan of the four heroes myself, but I believe that was a little extreme.
yeah,
I think I would have to agree with you. I did not intend to knock them out.
Willa's gonna run over and say, I told you I didn't want to kill them. I wanted to scar
they're
them.
breathing, aren't they?
Didn't want to cause brain damage.
They're not.
They're already
dead.
brain dead enough.
They're not dead. Okay. Let's just pretend they're sleeping. That's all. I didn't. Oh, I'm just gonna like flip my coat, my cloak, and go to the bar and try to get it.
Okay. The next the next 2 hours pass by pretty quick. Aurelius and Cinder, you guys got a short rest unless you continue to sleep. Or Cinder, you're doing something, so you get a short rest. But Aurelius, you get a short rest unless you continue to sleep.
Thanks to
And
Bon.
you start to hear music being played outside as the from outside it starts to get quite dark. You see the sunset kind of through the mountain range and above. Since the snow has kind of calmed down and is now just gently falling, you can actually see the sky, so you can kind of see the sunset through, the basically the clouds of snow and the mountaintops. Um, it's kind of a beautiful night as you see it shining through, or a beautiful sunset as you see it shining through the windows to the Cold Hag Inn. Um, and you see at the ladder, at the center section of the Cold Hag Inn, at the ladder, you see light kind of reflecting up from the bottom, like where the ice is, up to the roof of the first floor. The outside, you continue to hear axes, hand axes kind of smacking against firewood, until finally you hear, "We're ready!" Um, and general, like kind of applause, outside. Um, and then the kindling of fire, um, you kind of smell it, and hear it start crackling, the large logs and firewood outside. Um, this is kind of the end of the 2 hours is you start to hear music played outside, um, lutes and tambourines and the like, um, are starting to be played outdoors. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna roll out from under the bed, kind of get up and stretch, test my leg, and it still kind of hurts, so I'm still in a limp. And I'm gonna come downstairs looking for food.
Okay. As you come down the stairs, you see that no one is in the tavern. Well, no, Marivoy is not in the tavern. These guys are in the tavern, unless they're somewhere else. Um, but Marivoy has left, and Nibis Nabis are gone. Uh, Gorak is gone. The bugbear.
Is there any food laying around anywhere? Somebody left or
There's a
something,
couple.
maybe.
There's a couple scraps on plates.
I'm just gonna start eating scraps off the plates.
Okay. Miro, Willow, Thuban, were you guys just chilling down there for the 2 hours?
I think considering Miro didn't sleep really much, he might have gone upstairs to like try to for a little while.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of gets a nap in.
Okay. It doesn't count as a short rest though, does it? It's too short.
No, yeah, it counts.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, I mean, if he headed back to his room, I probably would have headed back too. And then once I started hearing the music and everything, I would walk over to Cinder's room and knock and see how his research is going.
Yeah, so I'm going to be let's see here. Yeah, I'm using
Make me an intelligence check. Or an
okay.
arcane check.
Intelligence check. Gotcha. Oh, 9.
You are having a hard time in your research with this.
Well, I don't have any more spell slots, so I really can't do anything. I need to go to sleep. I need to take a long rest, actually. Um, is this festival a one-night thing?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay. So Cinder, or not Cinder, Thuban knocks on the door, right? You said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I know there's a way for me to get a recovery
I think you have arcane recovery, right?
Level 2 thing.
yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll use that arcane recovery and
Okay.
get one spell slot back. And I'm gonna. I mean, I really don't want to use it on this, but we'll use detect magic. Yeah. So I'm gonna just sit down, and this is before Thuban, I guess, comes up there and the music starts. I'm gonna set his things down on the floor, and just to kind of help me get into that right mind, I'm gonna put some candles that haven't been lit just like around me. I'm just gonna produce flame and light each one. Just kind of let the smells and incenses kind of fill the room, and then cast Detect magic on these items. And I think that's 10 minutes.
Um.
For
Now,
the duration.
the items that you are casting on, you have
Mhm.
what of his again?
He gave me. Did you give me every single item you had, Coda? That was as far as I'm concerned, the helmet and the sword.
The helmet and the longsword.
Okay.
Yeah.
The helmet, you can detect that it is magical. The sword is not magical.
Um, let's see. What's school of magic is the helmet?
Uh, the helmet is.
If it has one.
I suck at schools of magic. Hold on. I'd be a horrible wizard.
No, you're cool. I mean, like it might not necessarily have a school. It might just be a magic helmet, and I can't detect what type of magic is.
Oh, there's a specific thing. It is enchantment.
Mm.
Okay, so it's an enchantment of exactly. I do not know, but I guess that's for Thuban to know. So for sake of brevity, I'm gonna say that he knocks probably, I guess, like as I'm getting to the end of that, as I'm starting to like, desk out the candles and get back to reality. I open the door, and it's before he even actually knocks on the door. I open it up and hand him both items and say, the sword's not magic, the helmet is, it's enchantment. Anything else I can help you with?
Um, I forgot to. I was going to give this to Carthor earlier, but I believe this blade is special, and I'm gonna grab the blade that was blessed by Nan. You said her name's Nan, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cleric of the four heroes, and I'm gonna hand that to him.
Okay. Cinder, you are handed a large greatsword. Um, think of it. It kind of looks like the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy.
I have a -1 strength.
You could hold it. It's just a struggle to hold it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just for sake of flavor, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be caught off guard by like, first of all, did he even when he took this off of his back, did it like hit the ceiling or something or my door frame? He's huge. The sword is huge.
He would have had to very carefully get it negotiate it so that it wasn't
Okay,
like strong enough.
as he does that, I kind of just like step aside, the gesture for him to bring it into my room instead of me getting it, and I just kind of do one of these and say, "You didn't think for me to." While the candles, I have a very specific arrangement, Duban.
The sword
Well,
You
is
know,
the sword is
let me help you with that. I move a couple of the candles and then lay the sword in the circle as best as I can.
One of the candles, its light goes out as Thuban picks it up and starts moving it.
of course. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. I don't have enough energy physically, literally, to do this ritual again until I at least get some sleep. And it seems I check my watch that I don't have on my wrist. The festival sounds like it's about to begin. Who needs sleep, right? Who needs sleep? And I.
So
So you getting drunk again?
God, no. Never again.
Oh, oh, don't be
Never
like
again.
that, buddy. I kind of just like do another like a pat on someone who's very clearly larger than me. I think we
I
can
uh
handle it.
I pack the sword and as I grab the helmet, I look towards Cinder and I say, did you try the helmet on?
Rule number one in magic, Thuban, you never try on anything you don't have to. Uh, Now it is yours, and you are free. You are a man of the four. Uh, should they bless you, it may enhance you, enchant you in some way. But uh, no, I'm okay.
That is a very peculiar rule, but I'll take your advice as I put the helmet on.
You didn't. Wait.
Okay.
God.
The helmet it's a helmet of heroism.
Oh.
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns. When the spell ends, the target loses any remaining hit points, any temporary hit points from this spell.
At the end of its turn, you said?
When the spell ends,
Oh, when spell
the
ends.
target loses any of it.
Is this
Interesting.
like a one? How many charges does this have?
It has
Or
1 per day.
That's pretty sick.
Nice.
so putting this helmet on, I just gain this knowledge, or like how does this?
Don't question.
Like how would Thuban know?
As you put it on, I'm glad you asked. As you put it on, Cinder, you see Thuban stumble and fall to his ass.
Oh no.
Thuban, you. It looks less like he lost his footing and more like something is happening to him. As Thuban, your sight goes white. Pure white, and then flashes in, and you are. It takes a moment. It's like about 10 seconds of just pure white.
As this is all happening, Cinder's taking out his notebook and writing down what he sees.
Fascinating.
Don't put on helmet.
I could be dying. This guy's like, oh.
Thuban, suddenly you start to hear the sound of battle. You hear the sound of battle as you turn your head. Actually, you hear the sound of battle around you. What do you do?
How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Feel.
looking around. Do I see anything?
Okay, as you look around, the white it's kind of like a fade to white transition. As suddenly you see a large open marsh. And you see people around you in formations, rushing forward. People in black and red armor. Um, Around you, you see other dragonborn that look similarly to you, as well as a mix of various races in gold and green armor. Um, without um, kind of like from behind you, you hear a voice that clearly commands respect. Um, a woman's voice that clearly commands respect as she's barking out orders, and you see troops around you rush forward um, across this marsh. Uh, the footing is kind of difficult as you kind of feel all of this. You smell fire and blood, um, and um, you smell kind of the swamp or the marsh around you, um, and then above you see um, a red dragon fly overhead and start spewing fire onto the forces in red and black armor.
Oh boy.
And I'm assuming Suban would recognize the armor that you described, right?
Hmm.
Okay, and obviously he knows this is his kin because they have the golden scales and the purple birthmark.
Right.
Um, and does he recognize the marsh?
He does not recognize the marsh, um, but and he can't quite place. Actually, make me a history check.
Okay, rolling on D&D Beyond, baby. I have a solid -1 in history.
Boy, you smart boy.
Nat 20. Let's
Oh
go.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At least we got one.
As you look around, you notice the armor, and it seems to be armor from centuries ago. It's not modern Heronian armor. Um, it is definitely more ancient. As you kind of look down at yourself, you see that you're also wearing this armor. Uh, the um, it looks to be armor from about 3 centuries ago.
um,
Before you as the dragon flies over and spews fire, you hear the cries and smell the searing flesh and basically the melting people. Um, somebody turns to you and puts their hand on your shoulder and says, Avos.
who are you? What is happening?
Them on, they go back.
They say, come on, Avos. We're needed at the front. It's a woman that looks much like you, as she takes her flail and shield, turns towards the front of the battle, and starts running towards the line.
He's a Marine.
As you look and are kind of seeing this scene play out, Cinder, you hear Thuban ask, "Who are you?" Um,
Du, du, Dubon. Um, I I go up and I'm about to touch the helmet, and then I'm like, no, no, and then I go grab my staff and I bonk him just lightly on the head.
Thuban, from behind you, you feel a a strong blunt hit to the back of your head as your eyes
Nice save.
as you fall forward and face plant into the marsh and then wake up in the cold hag inn, looking up at Cinder.
Do I have the helmet off, or
Yeah,
is it still on?
you're still on, or it's still on.
I before he even takes it off, if I see him coming to, I'm gonna just like kind of start hitting it off with my staff.
I'm fine, Cinder. I'm fine. As I'm kind of like trying to protect my head.
It's like you don't sound fine, and I cast produce flame. Well, first I'll help him up. It's like
All right, I'll take his hand.
ineffective, like at all. It's like, and once he's up, I cast a ignium, and I like wave it in front of his face and like check his eyes. And you were speaking to yourself as soon as you put the helmet on. What did you see?
I had a vision of.
I
This
take out
is
my notebook.
quick question. This is Dakota asking. I know what war it is, but like as far as lore and like what the characters would describe it, did the war have a name?
Um, it was really just called the Grithin Heronian War.
Okay, Grithin Heronian War. Okay, I had a vision of the Grithin and Heronian War.
Helmet
Like I
induces
was,
visions of.
it was like I
Anything
was
else?
there, but I wasn't myself. I was looking through the eyes of someone named Avos.
Induces hallucinations of different personalities. Anything else?
My kin were there. They bore the same golden scales and purple birthmark on their faces.
Is this helmet anything you recognize in your family history?
No,
Helmet induces memories that are respective to the bearer.
Cinder, and I grab your shoulder like intently, like looking you in the eye. If the vision I had is true, there was a dragon in the marshes, a red dragon.
Right. Do I would I know of what he speaks of already? Gotta.
Yeah, roll a history check for me. Roll with advantage because he's like trying to explain it to you.
Okay, so it's jogged in my memory a little bit.
Also, Dakota, take inspiration.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
everyone gets an
Nice,
inspiration.
nice. Cool.
Actually,
thanks.
you get an inspiration, DM.
Yeah, you can get two.
Okay. My
You
inspiration
get
is that you guys
inspiration
roll with
squared.
disadvantage. So.
I
Oh.
rolled a 21 for history.
Yeah, you know of the Grithin Heronian War.
Cool. So are dragons is so I would know that are dragons like in this war like a big deal for like the realization?
So you know that the Grithins went to war with Heronia, or Haran. I don't know why I said that weird. Went to war with Haran, after the shattering, and dragons were supposed to be gone. They went to war with them because they thought that they had a dragon, but
Right.
for some reason, history does not say that there was a dragon. But Gritha won that war and took over the Fractal Marsh.
Right. A dragon in and how many years ago was this war?
That was about 300 years ago.
300 years. A dragon in the Fractal Marsh. 300 years ago wasn't that long ago. How could this be?
I believe the better question is if this vision is true and there was a red dragon there, Why is this not in any of the history books? I mean, you're part of the Mages Guild. Wouldn't you know of this?
Still learning. And from what you and I know, what we found in Lord Fergas's estate, we still have yet to even research that. So the fact that other history we've been taught is already not matching up, not adding up, it's unsettling.
Speaking of Lord Fergas, I may have a lead as to where he's gone.
You
The
don't say.
tower outside of the town. I described what Marivoy told me, and the tower that I
Is
saw was lit that night.
the way he described, I know you said that he may not have been able to make out the tower, but from what he described, am I able to discern it as the same tower that Aurelius and I passed by?
It's not.
It's not? Okay.
The location just doesn't add up.
Gotcha.
Quick
Yeah.
question. Avos or Avos, how'd you say it again?
Avos.
Oh,
AVOS.
So okay, AVOS, and he was one of my kin.
Yes.
Was he wearing he was wearing the green and the purple armor?
Green and yeah.
That's while he was doing that. The tower. This doesn't sound at all like the tower that Aurelius and I crossed paths on. That may be another thing entirely. Perhaps we should I should wait to explain that until the entire group is together. We've got a lot to talk about now that I think about it, Duban, you, I, and our new friends.
We do.
Sorry, I
Oh.
said AVOS. I meant AVOSS.
Okay. AVOSS. And
I,
would I recognize this name?
Yes, you would. That
Okay, who
that is well, it is the same name as, which could be purely coincidence, but it's the same name that you had heard in Lord Fergas Castle or Manor of Avos, the Platinum Dragon.
I love it.
with
I love
the
it.
is it similar to the ring? Or that was a different name, right? Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Cliff.
No, you're good, bro. I'll wait until you're you still need to get your notes and stuff together. You good?
Good, you can go.
I really hate to put a dampening on a festival that's just about to begin, but maybe we can get everyone together before the night is over. Figure out our next plan of action. We've had a lot happen over the last couple of days just to come up here for a simple dinner with a very I wouldn't even really call him a lord, but let's just try and do that tonight if we can.
Very well. Shall we join the others?
Yeah, but only if you agree to have a drink.
One. I'll have one drink for you, Cinder.
I'll take it. And grab my things. And does the room have a lock on it?
It does not have a lock.
It does not have a lock. I can't promise that sword will be here when we get back. What do you want to do with it?
I'll carry it as I pick it back up. I believe it's safer with me than laying in here.
Well, it's like carrying a toothpick for you, so I can imagine that it won't be that bad. Besides, makes you look good for the ladies, you know.
You for your kind words, but It is a lot heavier than a toothpick. As I slap it like against my bag and kind of like secure it.
As he does that, I take my toothpick off the wall, my staff, and say, "I'll stick to toothpicks then."
Take the helmet. Am I able to like fasten it like to like my belt or like
Yeah.
my side?
Yeah, it's got like a
Okay.
strap.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take the long sword and put it on the other side of my pack. I'm like a walking armory.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to take a break. Since we're not actually streaming, we can take a longer break if you guys want. Do what seems right for you guys.
Okay. I mean it's 9:35, so if we take a long break, we could come back at 10.
Does that sound good to everyone? Is that too long? What do you guys think?
I mean, we can. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. That's whatever.
Back at 10. That's pretty long. That's longer than I need.
When last we
Yeah,
left
9:50.
off.
By a lot.
No, so like, so
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Not that much. Not that much.
Sure. Let me check the script. Hang on.
Alright, so 9:50.
When we last
Yeah,
left our
sounds
intrepid heroes, Thuban and Cinder had discovered a helmet that is magical, and let Thuban see the past. Okay, so picking up from there, what are you guys doing? The festival has started to begin outside.
I think Ubal and I decided to head down. We're gonna go find the others.
As you go downstairs, Aurelius, what were you saying you were doing as the music had started up?
I'm eating scraps of food people
Okay.
left behind.
Right. Yeah. So as Cinder and Thuban go downstairs, you see the empty tavern except Mira, Willa. Are you guys downstairs as well?
That's what I thought. Where I was with you, or I went to the bar to get a drink or something.
Okay. Yeah. So as you come downstairs, you see Miro kind of looking behind the bar, seeing if he can get a drink. Willow, or where are you at?
I think when Miro took a nap, I was thinking I was just gonna like hang out in the bar area.
Okay.
If there's a fire, like hang out by that.
Yeah. There's a fire on the right side there. So as you're kind of sitting by the fire, Thuban and Cinder, you guys come downstairs. You see Aurelius running from table to table, grabbing the scraps on plates and just kind of crunching them up. And you see Miro kind of leaning behind the bar, trying to see if somebody's back there, if there's a drink available. And you see Willow sitting at the fireplace. It is just you five in the tavern.
Well, I didn't expect the opportunity to come so soon.
Shall we collect everyone and join the celebration?
Yes, and just yeah, let's do that and save the serious stuff for later. Is Marivoy not here? He's partying,
I haven't
right?
seen him.
Marivoy's out.
The party, right?
Well, let's go see how Frostbite throws a party, shall we?
And you're okay. And I like pop up. Am I behind the bar? I'm like just like taking.
Yeah, you're just ransacking. You get a bottle of.
A bottle, basically. I'm gonna leave a gold on the counter.
You get like a bottle of Visilation? I don't know. Visiladian? There we go. That's how I say it.
Visilation?
Yeah, Visilation wine.
The jubilation.
It sounds like a jubilation.
I
Give
know,
me
I
some
was
of
like-
that right now.
I was like, hold up, how do I say that?
Visilation.
Um,
Fish. I'm like, Oh.
while if I see Miro perusing Marivoy's collection.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be subtle about it. So
Wrong
Yeah,
word.
Cinder walks over to the bar while he's like tossing stuff around, and he's like, you could get me a cup too. That'd be greatly appreciated.
I just nod and like look under the bar and grab the two first two things I see.
I leave. I kind of put a couple of I say I put 5 copper pieces wherever I think Mariboy might find it.
Yeah. I think I'll just I'll grab it from you and put it where I put the gold. I don't know exactly where I put it, but
Cool.
Under-
What did he get?
Well, he got Vizoladian wine,
Wine. You said, "Ooh, yes, we love wine in this
a
household."
whole bottle. And then the second drink he found looks and smells like some type of Rontum rum.
I'll stick to the wine. And take a full glass.
Okay, I pop the cork off with my teeth. I like
Efficient.
and just bloop, 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 into your cup. I fill it way over. I don't
Oh yeah.
like a regular glass of wine. I fill it
All
up.
right.
To the brim.
Whatever. If anything splashes over, I'll just kind of steam it off with my hand with my my internal temp, so it doesn't just get all messy. And I'm heading out the door.
And I'll follow you, and I'm not pouring a cup. I'm just gonna take the. That's why I left the gold. I'm just gonna take the whole bottle of rum.
Guess Willow will follow.
Oh yeah, I'm like, come on.
She's just like
let's share
in
let's share
awe
this.
of Mira
share this bottle.
suddenly
Come on.
taking all the alcohol.
I paid. The proprietor is busy. Don't judge me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, and then I follow Cinder outside.
Okay.
Tuban, can I ride on your shoulders?
You're a child. As I
Nice.
kneel forward. Watch out for the blades.
Thuban, as you bend down to let him, get up on top of your back, you finally notice the puncture wounds in his leg.
Is it still bleeding, or is it healed over, or
It's healed over, but there are tears in his clothes around where the wounds are.
Did you get a long rest?
No, he
Kyle?
did not.
you get into? I see you got into more trouble. As I put my hand over his wounds and I use what's it called? The healing thing.
Healing word.
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands, yeah. However much it takes to heal it up.
Not much. It takes one.
Okay. I do that.
Yeah, you see the wounds heal up even more so.
Am I gaining health?
Yeah, actually, Thuban, roll the actual lay on hands roll.
Well, it's however much I choose to spend. I have up to 20.
Well, choose.
However much it takes until he's full health.
Say a number.
17.
No, you don't get to say Aurelius. Say a number. No metagaming.
Oh!
I keep using my holy power until the wounds are completely gone, which leaves me
How many points do you have? You have 20?
20, so it leaves me with 3.
Okay. All right.
25.
That was hurting.
Wow.
Please.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna run off out of the door.
I guess he doesn't need to use or hop on my back, and I stand back up. I have to grab the sword so it doesn't drag on the ground as I do so.
Okay. You guys walk outside. You see in the middle of kind of the town proper there, as proper as Frostbite really is. There's a large bonfire, a little bit away from the inn's or from the inn's entrance, and pretty much the entire town is there. the town is not very large, so there's only about 30 people. Um, but everyone is kind of around the bonfire. Um, there are stalls set up, clothing stalls. Willow, you see the tailor from before, Sigrun, with her clothing stall set up. You guys see Fulbolm and Bell with their stall kind of set up. Food vendors are there, and then there is one person who is selling what appears to be just sticks. They kind of look like incense sticks.
I want to buy some test sticks.
You see the bard is out playing music. The tambourines are going. Um, Overall, the mood of the festival is quite jovial and jubilant.
Woo!
Someone.
Before we,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
Before we get into the thick of the crowd, any my coin purse, I'm gonna take out one. I'm gonna take out a second one. I'm gonna split my coin evenly,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna hide both of them within like my inner tunic
Okay.
on either side of me, like right on underneath my where my belt is, like right on top of my belt.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop that bottle open and just like take a large swig.
Okay. The heat of the fire kind of warms your faces. Pretty warms your bodies as you walk out. You it is now dark outside, so there are some people, kind of dimly lit from the fire, while others stand a little further back and are more silhouetted by the flames. But um, you see a multitude of people, fathers, mothers, children, kind of staring into the bonfire, um, kind of just watching the flames dance.
I'm gonna turn to Willow and offer her the bottle.
She will readily take it. Take a good swig.
Good.
Loudly so you guys can all hear me, because all this craziness is going on right now. I say, there's a lot happening now. What do we do?
Shall we join in the festivities?
Cinder yawns. Anyone like games?
Sure.
What kind of game?
Games.
Games in which you either win or lose things, Aurelius. Things I think you might be good at. I look around for any games.
There are a couple games around in the festival. Also, Miro and Willow, you guys are drinking the wine. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm drinking the rum.
The rum, yeah. You drinking the drink. Make the Constitution saving throw.
Now make it with disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're drinking the rum.
I ain't weak sauce.
I haven't taken a sip yet. Jeez.
Okay, yes, there are games. There is. It kind of looks like skee ball almost.
It
Would you?
It
So
landed.
good at skill.
It didn't even roll. It just like plopped onto a 1 for her.
Oh no,
Oh no.
Willow, you.
Oh no.
It is far stronger than you were expecting.
I'm feeling great.
As it immediately takes over you, you are going to be making skill checks with disadvantage.
I got an 8.
Oh god.
Okay, you're
Bring it back. I'm
unaffected.
gonna actually go get some wine. Actually,
Okay.
I'm like, listen, that deleted scene.
I don't feel shit.
I'm Gimli.
Yeah.
Does that include charisma skill checks?
Actually, no, it does not.
So,
So charisma is the only one that will not be negated.
still incredibly charismatic.
Now, if you get too drunk, the charisma score will drop. Because that just makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a certain point you reach where it's like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, there definitely is.
It's like, oh no.
I'm well familiar with that. With that
Stop,
one.
stop talking to people.
Has a counteractive effect after a bit.
Okay, so you see skee ball, basically skee ball. It's not called skee ball. This is called Chikivian rollers.
That's a skee ball.
Um,
I need to look that up really quick. Wisdom check.
you know what a skee ball is?
Bro, I play cornhole. I'm from the South.
South Carolina, baby.
Oh, skee ball. Duh. Okay. Yeah.
They have different like archery tests, throwing knife tests, kind of like accuracy things.
We're going there.
Okay.
There is a axe throwing contest as well.
Ooh.
I
Probably.
You also see there's one thing. It looks to have far fewer people around it. But there are two people seated a little further away. Still within the light of the bonfire. But they seem to have pulled out two of the chairs from the tavern, have set it down, brought a table out, and have put it in front of them, and have some type of what appears to be some sort of logical game before them. It is oddly quiet in this section of the or this area. There's like the two people playing, and then like two people behind. Two people watching them. Everyone kind of hands on their chin, staring at it.
Where should we go first, guys?
I vote the knives or the axes. Feeling rather lucky this evening.
I'll go with her to the knives or axes, whichever.
I'm just gonna run over to the skee ball.
Jakivian rollers.
I looked to Thuban.
This is so overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I will just follow y'all.
Never been to
I didn't expect us to split the party. I wanted to watch everyone. Aurelius, how about we come to your Jakivian? I forgot the name of it already. Jakivian rollers. After we see what Miro and Willow can do at the axe throwing ring.
You are all welcome to play with us. My treat, I'll play. But
Willow's
depends
gonna
on the
grab
price,
Miro's
actually.
arm.
Okay.
Start running
like,
towards
like yanks me up. Like, whoa,
I want to try it too.
good.
Pay gold to see Cinder throw an axe. I say with a smile.
As he says this, I take a sip of the wine and I say,
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
indeed I will. After I figure out my
Go ahead.
punchline.
Go ahead.
I say, don't remember where the bottom of my staff always needs a home, friend. And I'll take that swig. And you said that was a Constitution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 18.
Oh, wow, okay. You're fine.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, we can't all be rolling that ones and stuff.
And axe throwing question. Axe throwing is with strength, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, I might as well just be a cheerleader.
Yeah, I think everybody in the party has -1 to strike except for Thuban.
You guys are an extremely
A
quote unquote weak party.
Sorry.
We got it where it counts. All right.
I will ascend to my true power
Your
eventually.
charisma? Okay,
More or less.
yeah. So you guys head to the axe store.
Yes. And
All
we're
right.
all gonna
Uh,
fish in.
as you walk up, you see a crowd has gathered around it. There's about 10 people kind of watching. The axe or the target is set up about 30 feet away from where you're supposed to stand and throw. Um, you walk over, and as you do, you hear the crowd kind of erupt in excitement as you see Marivoy standing there, his arm flexed out as he has just thrown a perfect bullseye with the axe.
That boy, Mayor boy. I love him.
Yes.
He kind of walks over, grabs the axe out deftly, and walks back to the group. And as he starts walking back, it looks like he's walking towards you guys. But then he stops about 5 feet before you, as you see a muscular female orc standing before you. Uh, that he seems quite comfortable and familiar with.
Marivoy. Marivoy. Marivoy.
He takes the axe and holds it up and says, "Who's next?"
Willow's gonna excitedly raise her hands. Me.
He hands it to Willow and says, "Be careful, Willow."
Telling me what to do.
He kind of, oh, man, I wish you guys could see my face. He kind of like rocks back a little bit and looks at the orc and says, "Did I say something wrong?"
Gotta live my life.
Okay. Willow, you step up to the point you're supposed to throw from. The crowd is excitedly clapping and cheering for you. It's all a little overwhelming, but it's pretty exciting at the same time.
She's loving it.
You look and you see the target. You're kind of swaying a little bit, from the drink, but you can see the target before you about 30 feet.
Just a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually worse than mine too, I think.
You see the target before you. What are you doing?
Okay, she's gonna hold the axe in one hand, or actually, she's gonna kind of catch it between her legs and blow on each hand. Maybe do a couple squats
Gotta
to
get some
limber up,
traction.
and then, yeah, she's gonna. Oh, then she's gonna turn and point to the party, "This is for you."
Like blow a kiss.
I lean over to Miro and say, "Does she normally handle her alcohol like this?"
Typically, she handles it a bit better than this. I don't know. Maybe she's dehydrated or something.
Then she's gonna raise her hands with the axe behind her head and just prepare.
Just thumbs up. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready to duck.
Okay. Roll the so it's strength.
Yeah. -1
so
and
screwed.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go ahead.
wait, disadvantage and -1?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to read
Nah, I
that
rolled
right.
again
Okay.
because it fell
Oh
off.
lord.
A
9.
9. So
Nice.
not lower than that.
Are you freaking kidding me?
1, 2.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So
Dang
that
Okay. For a moment, as she holds the axe back and goes to throw it, it looks great. It looks like she's gonna nail it. But you see her release it just a little bit too late, as it flies forward and slams into the bottom of the target. It lodges in, but it hits far away from the bullseye. The crowd not wanting to, upset any, any feelings. Still, "Hey!"
Will's gonna just start celebrating him. I nicked it. And then she's gonna skip back to the group.
Well, all right, who's next?
Do better than that.
I grab Cinder's hand and I hold him.
The crowd immediately starts cheering. The mage! The mage will do it! Yes!
Like Cinder gets left on his feet a little bit.
I take the bottle from Cinder's hand. I'm like, for you, Cinder, and I take a swig of it as I push him forward.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Cinder just to go ahead and give the crowd
Very
what
nice.
they want because he's a theatrical. He's gonna
I got a
stumble
5.
over.
You gotta go up to the target and grab the axe out.
Is it me or is it's him, right?
You.
Or it's me. Okay. Yeah. No, but I stumble
Mm.
and just kind of brush myself and I walk up to the wherever the axes are and I pick one up and I kind of immediately just like let it go to the ground, just, like, drag it over.
You hear the crowd goes, "Oh,
And I turn to them and say, I don't know if I can do this.
I just start going.
Got this, Cinder.
Seeing that.
And what am I rolling for? Strength.
I got a 7 on the Constitution saving throw, by the way.
a 7."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Not a 1.
you have a disadvantage on attack rolls.
Hopefully, you don't need to make any of those.
I rolled a
That's what
Well-
we're doing, right?
A 12.
You rolled a 12.
Is this?
strength.
Nice.
So this is just straight up strength, a D20 strength
Well, it's an attack
modifier.
It's an attack roll, but yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't.
Oh.
He doesn't have proficiency with
No.
axes, so he has nothing to add.
Yeah, it's literally just my strength, and I just. Oh, we do. Wait, so I do my -1 for strength, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 12.
It's 12. Okay. You throw it, and it hurls out. You kind of learned a little bit from watching Willow. Your axe lands into the target just a little bit above hers, but not much
Okay.
further above.
So it's not even on the target much.
No, it's yeah. I mean,
Oh, it is?
It's like in. Hers was
Oh.
not quite in. Yours is actually in.
I turn back to the crowd, and I'm just like, it's warming up. It's warming up.
Hey, the mage, yeah.
Yes, the mage. Don't spread it around, all right?
Yeah.
Cinder, I told you, you got it.
Yeah, well, now it's your turn, so get up there.
You said how drunk am I? Am I like tipsy? Or am I like
You're like buzzed. You're,
buzzed?
You're, yeah,
Okay.
you're buzzed pretty
So I'm
quick.
feeling good. I'm feeling pretty
You're
good.
feeling good.
What-
You're feeling kind of in between buzz and like rip roaring.
Feeling strong.
And I say, carry this for me, child, as I take off my bag with the great sword and the long sword attached to it, and I drop it into Aurelius's like hands, and then I take my shield and flail off of my hip and my back also, and then drop that on top of the bag.
I go to help Aurelius, so it's gonna take a minute.
And I grab the axe, and then knowing I've trained with an axe before, with the church for like paladin training, and because I'm buzzed, I kind of like I grab the axe just in one hand, and I kind of like flip it up to like flourish it.
Hey, Escanor.
And then I face the target. I'm standing there. I'm a little moving around a little bit, but I'm good. You said I'm just buzzed. I bend my knees. I take the axe and I take the blade and put it down to my shoulder like this. I did axe throwing like 2 weeks ago, so I know this in real life. And then I take
And Poobon's
I
perfect.
take and my right hand is all the way at the bottom hilt of the axe, and I'm gonna take a step forward with my left foot and throw the axe one-handed at the target. And I'm actually gonna roll my dice in real life.
Yes, sir.
So you said I have
Make a
disadvantage,
roll.
right?
You have disadvantage.
I'm built different.
All right, I got a solid 3.
Remember, you have inspiration too.
All right, the next one can't be worse than this.
That would have been
All
so.
right, 9. All right, so the 3 plus. I'm sure this is a fail, but 3 plus 4 is 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just take the 7.
Instead of kind of throwing it under, you actually throw it a little too hard, and it flies over the target, completely missing it.
Stand there triumphantly with like my hands on my hips, and I say,
You just think you hit it.
"Yes." I turn to you all. I'm like exactly where I was aiming.
And in the background, you hear someone go, "Oh!"
Jump up and down in excitement.
Get down!
I think that deserves another drink. As I like walk over and I grab the bottle, take another swig.
By the way, you didn't take my bottle. You took my entire mug. You drunk it all, you ass.
Do I need to roll again, or am I good for the? Is it like
roll
every
again.
time we drink?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, this is strong stuff. Claire, by the way, I know I had said you have disadvantage on all rolls and he only has on attack rolls. It's purely because you rolled a nat 1 and he just failed his save.
Fair enough. I figured.
Gotta hit you hard.
Just want to make that clear
I took
for
one
you.
swig and I am wasted.
Yeah.
Nice. I
That's-
got an 8.
That's the top of the shelf stuff, you know. Well, I guess bottom of the shelf stuff.
Miro's doing okay though.
You got an 8, Thuban? You are now right there with
Yeah.
Willow.
Seeing she's like on the same level as Lit, as the kids would say nowadays, I kind of like walk up to Willow with my hand raised and try to give her a high five, completely missing the first time.
Actually, make me both of you make me a dexterity check for high fiving.
Advantage?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
With this.
Try to slap each other in the face.
That fell. All right, first one was a 5. Nice.
Okay, so 15.
Second one was a nat 1. So
Of course.
yo, I suck at rolling in real life.
Okay. And what'd you get, Claire?
Oh, God.
15.
He's
Okay.
gonna slap Willow, then Miro's gonna fight Yvonne.
Willow, in order you kind of miss the first high five, and then you are able to gauge where he's going and go to high five, and he suddenly moves his hand like away from it. You kind of have to like grab his hand and like move it towards yours to actually make contact.
That could have been way worse, so.
I
I'll take it.
Of course, I'm like palm
It
you
was
in
gonna
the
be
face.
Okay.
Mine.
Yes. So they cheer again. Who's next? Who's next?
I'll do it.
Yes.
I-
Miro.
This
I'm
guy.
gonna run up and try to grab the axe that was that it was from Willow still, right? That's in the target still.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab
yeah.
that.
Yep. Okay. It's kind of difficult to pull out, but you get it.
I was like, don't make me roll to pull it out. Oh boy.
No.
All right, I go back to the and I kind of like I try to emulate what Thuban did, but it's difficult because I'm not very strong.
Mhm.
And I yeah, I'm just like, and it's just a flat strength.
Well, it's if you have proficiency in martial
Oh, I
weapons,
do technically.
then
Haha.
you can add proficiency bonus to it.
All
Plus
right, plus a 2. Okay, so really just a plus. Yeah,
VD.
just a plus
Get
1.
to my laboratory.
I got an 11. An 11. A respectable roll.
You guys are doing so poorly on axe throwing. Uh,
To be fair,
the the axe flies forward, and it actually strikes the target, probably a little bit above the rest of the party has so far.
Hmm.
I just
And I
start
go, really?
chanting Miro.
I like
it
take
really
it
is. It's up to you, baby.
back.
Start booing.
Yeah.
Boo!
This is the group that saved the town.
Mariboy walks forward, and takes the two axes and pulls them out, and walks back over and presents it to Aurelius and says, "Are you going to give it a try?"
Give me the axes.
He says, "You only need to take one axe."
Can I have both?
So, yes. And he hands you both axes.
All right, I'm gonna try to throw both axes at the same time.
Oh my god.
Oh
Wow.
my day.
Okay.
He's good.
Make your rolls, but you have -2 to both of them.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
Okay,
Willow's like,
that's 16 for the first one
I take a drink as he does this.
and 7 for the second.
Okay. All right.
Not bad.
One as you hurl it forward, your left hand, the one just kind of smacks into the dirt right before you, or into the ground like right before you. The other one flies, and it kind of seems to carry for a moment until it lands a little bit below the bullseye. But the best you guys have seen so far. Beyond
My
Barrels.
eyes get really big, and I'm quiet for a second, and then I'm just like, yes, and I just run over and grab them and lift them in the air above my head.
I'm gonna come up like doing this down like with him.
Willow's gonna drive, but she's
Yeah.
too short.
Yeah.
As you guys are cheering, you hear somebody from behind like walks forward and says, "I'd like to give it a try."
Who is it? Do we know who it is?
You have not seen him before. He is wearing a cloak with a breastplate underneath it, leather pants. He's got kind of nicely trimmed black hair, brown eyes, and a goatee.
Is he human?
He is human. No, he's a half elf. He walks forward and says, "I'd like to give it a try." He appears to be, he is lean, but not. He doesn't look like frail. And he he has like a wide grin on his face as he walks forward. He says, "I saw all of you guys doing it, and it inspired me." And he looks at Aurelius and says, "You particularly, that was incredible."
Well, you got to get online. Dubon's next.
I am. I am.
Yeah.
I am next.
He looks at you and says, "Okay, you're next. I'll go after you."
Willow's gonna
Okay.
say, how does he get to go twice?
Well, there's two axes. I grab them both out of the. Well, I grabbed the one that was in the. What's the nearest one? The one in the ground.
Yeah.
And I hand that one to Willow.
She's gonna happily take it.
Do it at the
Yeah.
same time.
Try not to
Yeah.
kill anybody this time.
I'm gonna run over. I'm gonna run over and try to grab the one that Aurelius had hit the target with.
To some random stranger who's like watching, I just kind of like whisper over and say, "The trick is to bounce both axes off of each other. That's how you That's how you hit the bullseye.
The the Simic hybrid you're talking to looks at you and says,
Simic.
"Okay."
Simic hybrid.
Yeah.
You from Magic the Gathering?
Shark to crab.
Nice.
Says, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I'm gonna run next to I'm gonna sit up next to Willow and I'm gonna say I'll follow your lead as I kind of bend my knees and get ready to throw the axe.
Okay.
She's gonna turn and say, try not to kill anybody this time.
Ooh.
I'll try my best and I give her like a little elbow nudge.
Yeah, she's gonna return it. And she's gonna
Just throw them already.
throw it.
You can
I
do
kind of she throws it and I was like, I just kind of like try to catch her and throw it.
Okay. Make me your rolls.
9. Nice. 7.
That's right.
Yo,
Oh my
these rolls are
gosh.
terrible.
Stop rolling in real life.
I got 11. I got an 11.
Dang it.
Okay.
Hoping you guys get something this time.
11. What'd you get, Willow?
6.
Oh my gosh.
Willow, you throw it and it hits the stake that the target is put into, like that it's sitting in the ground in. And Thuban, you throw and it clinks against, or it slams into the target, but it's further. It's about the same point that you had thrown it previously.
Willow's gonna try to take credit for the monster.
That one's mine.
She'd see that throw.
Nice throw, Willow. Nice throw.
Oh yeah. Oh Willow. Oh Willow.
Oh man, it's such a bummer. Yours missed entirely.
Wow.
Better luck next time. And she's gonna like reach up and pat him on the back.
We can't all be as skilled as you are, Willow.
As they celebrate this very dismal attempt, Cinder's gonna just like kind of shade himself and like sink into the crowd back into like the main like walking area and just kind of can I look for anything interesting that's catching my eye? Just a general perception check. I just want to look around.
You see, yeah, make me a perception check. Also, Thuban, Marivoy turns to you with the orc.
Nat 20.
And says, Thuban, this is Rossi. Well, they kind of look at each other. And he says, "This is the one I was telling you about." He points at you. And she nods her head towards you. He says, "She does not speak."
I look towards you said Rossi?
Yeah.
Rossi. And I kind of take her hand and give it a bow. I bow a little too far though, and I kind of put my forehead on her hand. And then I stand up and I look to him and I look to her. And you said she's like muscle bound, like she's a big
she's muscular, like real muscular.
Okay, I look at
Like,
her arms
beyond Olympic athlete type, like she big.
Okay, I look at her and then I look to him and his muscle and I say, "You two are perfect for each other."
Challenge her to an arm wrestling fight.
Wrestle.
He says, "She likes my cooking so much. I just knew it was love at first sight. Or at first meal, I should say. Or wait, love at first bite."
I laugh obnoxiously with him too.
Like, oh my god.
Well, to be fair, everyone enjoys your meals. But I'm glad you two are happy. And I like kind of nod towards her.
He winks at you and says, "Thank you, Thuban. Well, we have a festival to catch. I will see you later."
Yes, and remember what I said.
Says, yes, and remember what I said.
Well,
And she
And he walks
and
away.
she just doesn't say anything.
I've had a couple drinks. I call back to him, and I give him like a thumbs up.
Okay. Cinder.
Natural 20.
There appears to be, as the crowd has gathered around the bonfire, around the axe throwing, kind of moving around from event to event. Um, you look around, the noises of the festival kind of drumming in your ears, and you catch you catch sight of a small boy. Looks to be younger than Aurelius. Um, he runs kind of out from the group and runs straight into the bonfire.
Nani?
None the I'm gonna quizzically go towards the bonfire.
Okay.
Do I do it? Did he run out of the other end? Can I check? I'll check the other end of the bonfire.
No sight of him.
I like kind of look around. Is anyone watching me?
No, people are all kind of engaged in their own.
I stick my hand in the bonfire.
Fired now.
You're not
What?
I'm
fired.
resistant. I'm resistant.
You're resistant. Okay.
Yes.
You take 3 damage. 3 fire damage.
Okay.
As well as you feel something physically grab your hand.
Kind of try and recoil.
As you recoil, it releases you, and as you kind of look into the fire, you see the boy suddenly appear, still inside of the bonfire, kind of sitting, his arms kind of across his knees, as he looks at you, and he says,
Oh, damn it. I thought this was going to be cool. No.
Tell that bitch to chill.
Yeah, it's like kick him. No, not seriously. I'm not drunk. But no, and he's speaking. It's not like it's like audibly I hear this. It's not in my head, right?
Yeah, it's audibly.
What is I'm just like look around, it's like what's wrong with you?
He stands up quickly and runs out the other side of the bonfire.
I go after him. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah.
Okay. He sprints towards the. You kind of see like, instead of seeing an actual shape of the boy, you kind of just see like flames flickering, kind of giving a spectral form of him as he sprints to the door of the abandoned house, and then. Poof,
Oh no.
Hmm.
Stop a ways away, hopefully.
Not that abandoned house.
And I say, and just when I thought tonight was gonna be just a party. Different. As I start to walk back, I say, oh, well, different kind of party. But and I look back to the house. This is the same one that we experienced on our first session, correct?
Yes, except you see a light inside of it.
Well, that's unsettling. And I walk back to the group.
You're like,
The rest of you guys are still at the axe throwing, kind of having your jovial time, talking to each other as Cinder kind of walks up to the group.
So, Thuban, remember when I said we had a lot to talk about and a lot to do?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
I definitely did not forget.
that has added another bullet point to the list. And I kind of look over my shoulder, and I show them the burn that like the slight scorch that I have on my body.
Mhm.
Um, so I reached into the bonfire.
Why would you do
No,
that?
no, I'm not drunk. It's for wizard science. It's
You're surprised that you got burned or
Wizard
something.
well, I
You can be
it's kind
burned.
of I know it's surprising to me too. Ha ha, funny, funny. Um, so can you. But there was a child in the flames, and I reached in. Uh, no, again, I'm not drunk, but he ran out and he ran to the abandoned house that we saw on the way to Lord Fergast. I remember Miro, you mentioning something about this, I believe.
Yes. I had wanted to go investigate it, but perhaps now is as good a time as any.
Uh, well, and I kind of look at Thuban and Willow. I say, are you sure? Are you sure about that? I mean, the town is distracted.
Business. I put my arm around Cinder and I say, "You told me tonight you wanted to drink, and now I have had 2 drinks. It is a time to celebrate."
Right, but there's a light on inside the house. I thought no one was there.
Lights might,
Perhaps
and I
no
take a
one
drink of
on fire.
the bottle.
I'm gonna like maybe like nod at Cinder, kind of like come on.
Okay. Yes. Well. As he takes another drink, I say, yeah, and maybe Willow. I heard Thuban challenge you to a drinking contest, and I walk to Mira.
Willow's gonna kind of look
Hmm.
squinty-eyed at both of them and be like, "All right," and then like turn.
I lean towards Aurelius. I'm like, "Did I?"
I don't know.
We're doing that.
I kind of want to check out the house.
You too, child. I'm
Alright.
kind of like my head's kind of like.
Maybe it
Feeling
will
pretty
turn out
good.
to be nothing. We can come back immediately. Let us
That
go
stuff
see.
hits hard. Gosh.
Maybe it will be revelers lighting a fire and having fun in the house. We can
That's
go
true.
and go and see. Maybe it's nothing.
So we're taking this party to the house.
A flaming child.
Maybe we can have our own fun
You sure you're a church boy?
there.
Not right now, as I start moving towards the house. I put all my stuff back on, by the way,
Starts huffing
but
it.
it was not correctly put on. Like one strap is kind of like higher than the other, and then the swords
Oh,
are kind of like they're still there. But in my helmet, I took it off of my hip and I put it on my head, but it's lopsided.
I say, praise the four.
Praise the
Yeah.
four.
I'm gonna
And,
fall right behind the Thuban.
Yeah, Miro and I are walking towards the front. I guess. Did we take the lead on that? I guess.
Yeah.
Willow's gonna longingly look back towards like the games, the knife throwing.
Yeah, you see people have moved towards the Chikivian rollers and are now that's kind of the big event now.
Why do we always have to do the morally good thing?
Because it is what my father would want. Okay.
Ugh. All right, fine.
I nudge Miro and say, pulling out the father card. That's clever.
That's really. Never mind. Let's go to the house.
As you walk towards the house, you hear the festival kind of getting dimmer behind you, though the light still spills from the flickering flames of the bonfire, gently illuminating the abandoned house. Each of you see a small light kind of lighting up the inside of the house. Strangely, you can kind of see it through some of the broken boards. As you approach, you hear a tapping that builds slowly into a drum. As you realize you're hearing your own heartbeats, and we'll stop our session there.
Boy, oh
What
boy,
have I done?
oh
What have I
boy.
done?
Should have
Nope.
left well enough alone.
Nope, don't like that. Mm-mm.
Not one bit.
In the middle of the festival?
Okay, just for the recording, hey, guys, thanks for giving this a watch, a view. Thank you for your support. We greatly appreciate any and all support that we receive. Really, it is just fun for us to play D&D together. It's just a added benefit to be able to post it and let other people see, the story that we get to tell together collaboratively. We have a ton of fun. We hope you guys have a ton of fun, listening to it. You can engage with us. We have a Twitter that you can engage with us on. We also have a YouTube channel that if you would like to comment on or anything like that, just feel free. We will do our best to respond to you. And just stay safe. Happy 2021 so far. We'll see you next time.
See y'all next time. Goodbye.
Later.
Goodbye.
Later.
Goodbye
Hey.
now. Okay, bye. If you roll it, they will come. All right, bye.